Tested Motorsports. My name is Jag.
And I'm Boris.
And if you're new to the channel, we're all about getting the everyday driver out to the track, whether it's yours or you're renting a car. But check out our other videos, and we'll put some links in the description. Boris, you recently went to a track that I was going to make my first track event this year, but I didn't get my car ready in time. What track was that?
Ozark International Raceway. In fact, it was just a week ago today.
And it actually opened pretty recently. It's actually a brand new track, right?
It's a brand new track. It opened in April, and this is one of the first events held there.
You took some great footage. I think there's a track overview with, I think Eric
Armstrong, one of their chief driving instructors.
He went over to, and I overlaid it with some of the in-car footage, and that's really helpful. And then you did a slow lap or a casual lap with Maria.
Yes. During the lunch hour, they have parade laps, basically 2 laps at about 30 to 50 mile an hour range.
Which is really good.
Yeah, it was great for me because I hadn't planned on being there, so I hadn't prepared like I normally would. So my first time driving the track was actually in a rental car that we rented for the trip.
Yep.
With luggage and everything in it, but it was at pace car laps. We were right behind the pace car.
Yep.
And the best part was having Maria in the passenger seat narrating and telling me, where to place the car.
Yeah, it was great because it's a lot slower. You can see everything around you. And then you did some fast laps, or quick laps, or hot laps with Jack, right?
Right. So, then Jack took me out. He's another one actually, he's the event manager for that event. He was the event manager for the Ozarks event. It was their first time there. And it was only Jack's, I believe he said it was only his second session on that track.
Yep, so make sure you subscribe, share the videos out there, because the ones I've seen, as like I mentioned before, it's just laps going around. This does a great job explaining, so thanks to Eric and Maria for doing that.
Yes, thank you very
Jack
much
well.
to all of Chin's staff for making us feel welcome. And even though I only drove 2 laps there, I feel like I know the track pretty well.
So after watching some of the footage, I'm going to ask you a question, because I don't think I'd go 9/10 or 10/10 on that track. After I see all the hits on the guardrail and the slingshots back and forth, is it a dangerous track?
I asked the track owner, JR. I actually asked him the question. I said, "Now, which of the turns is the most dangerous? Do you think it's turn 1?" And he said, "Boris, we prefer to use the term challenging." And yes, he said, turn 1 is probably the most challenging because it's blind, it's downhill, and it's off camber. And as I went around there, driving those 2 laps on my own with Maria in the car and riding, I can tell you that there are a number of other turns that are probably equally as challenging, but that's what makes it exciting, because the track is basically like a roller coaster. They have a section they call the roller coaster, but I feel like we were going from one roller coaster to another.
I think because it's a new track, I think all the instructors are looking forward to that track. Even people that go out to the track that you hit the usual 5 or 6 tracks a day. This is something else. Now, being in the Ozarks and being a brand new track, are there a lot of places to stay around there?
There's always some negative thing everywhere, and that's the one negative. No, there aren't any places within, I'll say 5 miles. The closest town, Lowry, is about 7 miles. There's another town called Gravois Mills. They each have a motel. The area is known, because of the lake, for summertime activities, boating, fishing. So during the summertime, it's challenging to find a place to stay. But I think in time, that'll improve. And the track, even if you need to rent a motor coach or an RV so you can stay at the track, because there are hookups, it'd be worth it. I even thought about tent camping. If I was your age, I would do that, but I'm too old for tent camping. But that's a small price to pay. The track is so amazing.
How are the facilities?
The facility is first class also. There's a lot of Armco. Like Watkins Glen, it reminded me of Watkins Glen, but it's there to keep you from hitting trees.
Yeah, we don't want to hit those.
If you look where you're supposed to be looking and drive sensibly until you get the track figured out. And as Jack said that day, we're learning as a community.
Yep.
We're all learning this track together. You'll have a lot of fun doing it, and that's the main reason to go to track.
And I think one of your students probably went there a week prior. What was his take on, it's a new track, a lot of turns. How was he feeling by the end of the day?
Oh, you're talking about Lorraine? Yeah, he did the first event there, but you know, he wasn't well prepared, and he was having some issues with the car.
Yeah.
But he said that about halfway through the afternoon, he was mentally and physically exhausted.
Yeah, that's when mistakes can happen. So,
well, you know, Maria and Mark, and Jack, they've been to Europe. They've driven Nürburgring, they've driven Spa, tracks that I haven't driven. But that's what it reminded them of. They said, you know, it's kind of like Nürburgring because it's all green, it's in the woods. You know, it's got a lot of undulations, a lot of elevation changes, has a carousel. There's one turn that reminded me of Eau Rouge at Spa, and I haven't been Eau Rouge, but you know, you come down into a compression and then you shoot up and you curve into the right. I can tell you that even at slow speed, it was exciting to drive through that turn. And then with Jack driving, it was only his second session. Going through there was even more exciting, as was some of the roller coasters, some of the crests up the hills where the car gets very light.
yeah.
Now, once you know that the track's going to be there for you on the other side, it's going to be a lot of fun, you know, because you can just stay on the throttle like he did. And then some of the compressions,
Yep.
you know, when you're coming down and then the turn goes back up. You know, obviously you're going to double or maybe triple your body weight for a split second. That's a pretty cool feeling too.
Yeah, it looks like a really fun track, and if I go on there, I'll probably go 5/10. I don't, maybe 4/10, just until I get used to or comfortable with the track.
Like I said at the beginning of this episode, I was thinking about waiting a year or two, but haven't just been there for a couple hours and getting a taste of it. I can't wait to go.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll be there in about a month, and
That was quick.
yeah. So I'm changing. We're gonna have to update the calendar on our website.
Yeah.
Instead of Gateway, I'm going to go to Ozark International and have some serious fun with it, and hopefully get lots of good footage for our channel and for our viewers.
Yeah, so if you see a Boris out there in a month or so, tell him hi. And with that, my name is Jag,
And I'm Boris.
and we'll see you at Ozarks.
Thank you.